Okay, just finished streaming with Game Friends. Let's figure out these so that we can go and stream with other friend later. All right. So where are we? Okay. Seem to have some kind of oh, it look like the accessing the array is flipped because the y-axis going down. Okay. Instead of up like we normally do, right? Should be y, right? Here as well. Right? Yes. Nice. So okay, so let's see if this works right away. So the flip y problem maybe just code related. Watch out. We submit this. Wrong answer. What? I put 1. So this is what is so you have 0 0 1 1 0. So if 0 0 so if the robot start at the same as the obstacle, it can't move, right? So this is like an edge case. So where would we do? So we can just say if obstacle right here equal 1, right? Because we can just do a check here. If obstacle breed 0 0 here, right? Is exactly we started with the obstacle, then we should just 0, right? See. A lot of if here. Submit. Wrong answer. Why? Okay, so let's draw the map. Got 0, 0, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Right. The first one is 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So why is it 2? Did we miss something? So let's print our visitor here. Did we mess up somewhere? Say 7. We forgot to can we print all the paths? Already visited. Right. What did we do wrong? Already visited 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, what? 0, 0, 02, and then 1, 2. So it goes this path. And then 1, 3, 1, 3. 1, 2, 1, 3. How does it go to 1? One, 3. Maybe let's do the tracking flip, right? So like do this, right? To be in the same space as the grid, right? So do this because the Y is going down. I can't everything straight right now. So hold on. Let's just do everything access in the distance space. So that when we compare with the array, we will just be right. Why? So it's inbound. Okay, that's the same. B Y I X I. Oh, wait a minute. That's fine. Maybe I added the path wrong here. Oof. Right? So I've been doing all that for nothing, but that's fine. That is fine. Right? This. Oh. Right, so now got this double somehow. Right, but let's look at the thing. Why does it have 0 0 0? I added wrong. Oh, it has extra here because of this. Right? Okay. Now got 2. Okay, now let's look. 0 0 1 0. Not go this path. Go down further. 2 0 2 1. So it go. Why does it not prioritize the go down? Is that wrong? You see here already visited. Oh, knee path. We need to do knee path here. You need this. Run. Yeah, we need this. Because otherwise the key is not there. Alright. So what's wrong with this case? So let's do our best. Do it on paper first. See where did we fell short. I feel like we forgot to plus a number here. So the first thing we like to know is 00, 10, 20, and then 21. Then 21. We need to know the full path is actually here is when it's land on the path that the node that we know that we traversed before, right? If it's not in visited, then we go down first. Oh, I see. We want to go down here first, right? No. We want to do depth first search, right? So we always want to go down first, right? With this one, we add it to the end, right? We want to add it to the front, right? I think on around 8:15. I think my friend want to play game at 8:15. Let's play at 15 so that everyone can join. So here we want to go go down first. That means we need to have them in the front like this. Is that correct? Yeah. The order that I visited matters, guys. Otherwise, I noticed that because suddenly it jumped to the right and I'm like, what? Let's remove the print so that we have some milliseconds save. Mid. What? Oh, so this case here, this is a special. Oh, 41/42. So we have one more test case to pass. So let's expect 1. We got 0. So let's use the test case. Okay, so basically we get here, I think. Yep. So is this wrong? Right? Does it not get here? It does print something. Right? And finally, if it's not visited, then we added this here, right? So just get here, and we need to account for the case where path is empty, right? That means, so the path, then we do visited up yx if visited. So basically right now the situation is wherever I'm landed is on this, it's the destination. So I have to check that special case, right? So basically in here, basically not in visited, then I add this, right? But basically here, or we just special case here, or if obstacle grades, we just special case this, guys. So we put command here, it started with obstacle at the same location as obstacle, right? Obstacle. And here we saying start is destination, right? So if special case 0 0 equal to actually this one, right? Equal to yb xb, and obstacle read up 0 0 is not this. Basically start is destination. Then basically I just return 1 about that. Yep, instead of printing we just special case that. Sometimes it sucks, but hey, what do I know? Mid. See? Yes. I only beat 2%. That's fine. Fine by me. But yes, we can claim success. So 8:15. Let's commit this code. Do a little bit of reaction. Then I have this interesting problem as well, but I don't know if I wanna do hard today. So maybe we'll do some reaction and we'll write a Substack. So the problem here is HK and SK and off by 1, right? which is the situation of this case here. This one is HK up. Right. So let's do the code writing. The copy paste. This is what unique path. Two. So let's just commit this. This is the runtime. Yeah, it's like we have to visit all the node. So U plus V, all the edge. M plus N, yeah. I'm fine with that. Description. Millisecond. Last percent, only 2% of people. But that's fine, I'm down for that. Five, 70, 22. Okay. So now we need to write test function. unique path B. Wow. Okay. Okay. Committed. Then we do some reaction. We just read article and react. We look at some of the numbers I have for this Substack. Everything fine. J below supply chain attack. It was something that Jonathan Blow talking about. It turns out to be true. Jonathan Blow supply chain attack. And I have talked about this. Let's pause music for a little bit. Showing browser.
Thing with the way open source software is done right now, where like there's a package manager and everybody contributes, and it's like code sourced from anywhere in the world and you just auto download it. That is not going to last that long. And the reason it's not going to last that long is that I could almost guarantee you that there are at minimum thousands of people around the world whose job is to inject bugs into open source software for espionage purposes. Like, look, there are, give or take, 200 countries in the world. Most of those countries have spy programs. You could type source code from anywhere. It's very cheap. You don't even need to fly a dude anywhere, right? How many people do you think it's their job to just check shit into GitHub and NPM and whatever that has bugs in it? How do you think that's not a thing? And how do you think, how long do you think things are going to go once people figure out that's a thing? How didn't they hack into the Linux kernel yet? I guarantee you they have. I guarantee you there's like fucking at least 17 serious exploits in Linux. Like easy ones. I don't even mean like, you know, obscure things. Can I guarantee that it hasn't happened to the Windows kernel? No, I would bet that it has happened to Windows as well. The difference is with something like Windows, it's more expensive. Because you have to fly someone there and they have to work at a Microsoft office, right? And you can fire them and all these things, right? B, because you would have to fit the bug into a feature set decided by whatever project manager, right? So there's a level of check. With open source software, all you have to do is add some major useful functionality to some program that makes a lot of changes, right? But like, look, you did something really useful that it's adding value for the people, right? And then you just put your bugs in there. It's easy. You know, when somebody else is deciding the feature that's harder, it still can be done. But C, companies still have some degree of QA before they put things out the door. Unlike, again, the difference between an actual company and like an open source project is in an actual company, somebody is responsible for the experience of the software, right? And that means a lot in terms of quality. It still doesn't mean as much as it used to, right? And it doesn't mean that nobody ever does quality stuff in open source, but like it does mean there's just that extra layer of vetting that doesn't exist otherwise. The Linux kernel has police, but like okay, you don't understand. If you say that, you do not understand the magnitude of the problem and how easy it is. All right. It is so easy. If you're smart, imagine there's a programmer of approximately the same skill level as one of the Linux kernel police. Those guys are busy. All you have to do is make something subtle. Like you don't see here. I'm not saying you add some lines of code that say switch to root and open a shell, right? Like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about introduce very subtle situations where a variable can have the wrong value, that normally that's fine, but when you combine it with thing B and thing C, it happens to produce an exploit, right? I'm talking about that. Things that you would not see by looking at the source code. I guarantee you there are people around the world where that's their job. X equals something instead of X double equal. Well, probably, but like even that is like a linter will catch that, right? You want things that linters won't catch, etc. Yeah, Heartbleed, like, I mean, come on. That I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they know who checked in that line of code, or maybe they don't, right? But Heartbleed was pretty subtle, but you can do things that are a lot more subtle than that even. Payoff for Windows is bigger. Is it though? Because most servers are actually Linux. Like Windows is all the clients, but the servers are Linux. And so if you want to snoop network traffic, you want Linux probably. Or, you know, router, whatever router is running. There's no real protection from secret services. No, but we're talking about like DDoS attacks, right? If I'm China or the US, right, and I want my geopolitical rival to have a hard time, what do? I turn off all their computers. Okay? Like it's a basic, obvious fact of national security that you don't want to be vulnerable to that. I'm making it look very easy. There's like 1,000 people whose full-time job every day is to think about how to do this, and they have a lot of funding. I mean, I don't really know that, but I pretty much know that. It doesn't have to be easy. It doesn't have to be easy.
Okay.
Large companies with a vested interest in fortifying the kernel. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. You're just wishful thinking. You're just wishful thinking. If you wanted to fortify Linux, the very first thing you would do is put a cap on the number of lines of source code and start removing source code, right? Because more source code is more attack surface. And you want to reduce the attack surface. That is the number one thing that you would do. Nobody's doing that. You're calling bullshit on that? No, I'm calling bullshit on you, bro. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just making stuff up. If you can introduce a bug into Bitcoin, you can make billions. Not really. No, that's a different thing because Bitcoin is a distributed secure protocol. So you would have to like find a problem in the protocol, right? Or something. You can't make billions on Bitcoin by hacking a computer, right? You can't even make billions on Bitcoin by having a malicious client. The design of the protocol is to prevent that. Okay. It's not like Call of Duty where you have a malicious client and you can see through walls. Bitcoin is invulnerable to that as far as we know. Why would I assume that? Because you disagree? Because you're disagreeing in a content-free way. I have been around the computer industry for decades, and I've been inside companies like Google and Microsoft, and I've seen how they work, and I've seen what people pay attention to. So have you? Okay, so give me some actual evidence that that would be true. Just explain why that would be true. Do I think some of those people have become employees of the FANG companies? Guaranteed. Guaranteed. There is no way that there are not many state actors who are employees of all these companies. If only, like not even for bug planting reasons, but just industrial espionage reasons, right? It's guaranteed shitloads of that going on. If it's open source, then others will probably find your bug. No, look, open source software is so buggy, right? This theory that if it's open source, then others will probably find your bug has not proven itself to be true for like all other software with obvious bugs. So like, why would you expect it to be true for like cyber attack bugs? Examples exist of long-term bugs. It's worse than that. Find things without long-term bugs, anything. So that's all I'm saying. Look, the probability, you guys can say you were here someday in the future when this actually happens. The probability that there's going to be a large-scale cyber attack where somebody just turns off all the computers in another country, well, not all of them, but as many as they can get, is 100%.
Yeah,
that will happen. The question is, what is the mean time to that happening? And how well defended is the person being attacked? All right.
How well defend is...
I'm implying that introducing a bug in open source software is an order of magnitude easier than finding a bug. Yes, that is true. How many lines of software get written per day? How much software is added to the universe per day? Now, again, this is not merely an open source problem, right? Again, this is also a closed source problem. It's a problem everywhere. If I worked for any large company, I would be trying to delete most of the lines of code, all right? While keeping approximately the same functionality.
Delete code programming.
Over 9,000 million lines per day. Accurate. Yeah, there have been examples of cyber attacks so far, for sure. But what I'm saying is, it's hard to believe that there are not a lot of sleeper attacks planted but not yet triggered by
The
multiple
time
parties,
bomb.
right? Like, how is that not true? So, like, people might have, found one or two, right? By less sophisticated actors. There are more sophisticated actors. Like, there's just no way this isn't happening. Would that attack change the software hardware industry afterwards? Maybe. Like, I would categorize that as having a result that is very unpredictable. I don't actually know what the outcome will be. Right. I think probably the first thing that happens, you have to like war game this out, right? Like, what do? Well, you try to figure out where the attack came from, and you either shut off the internet from that place, or they've got VPNs, right? So you shut off the internet from everywhere, except they've got people in your country, right? So like you kind
Mm.
of have to shut down the internet at a very localized way and increase security between those local cells, while you panic and try to deal with the problem. What would dealing with the problem look like? Figure out what the exploit was, boot a version of the system that doesn't have it, right? Um, I mean, it all depends. Like, it's hard to game out because so and the more subtle a bug is, um, the less control you have over what it does, right? Like if you could just put arbitrary code anywhere that you wanted, you would make something that like tries to stay alive on the network and reinfect machines that are up and all that stuff, right? Um, and maybe like it's probably very difficult to inject something like that directly, right? But you could inject something that is vulnerable to that and then have somebody manually download that thing and propagate it around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you have to assume there's some kind of worm like that in the wild, and you probably it's probably very hard to kill 100% of it because again, if you're wargaming this out as a state actor, it's like we want some number of the infected machines to be trying to reinfect, but not all of them. You want them to sleep random amounts of time and wake up a week, a month, a year later and start reinfecting, right? So, because if you can see the packets, you could like start walling that off, right? Um, so, I mean, you just have to start thinking through those scenarios, which I haven't done, so I can't really propagate it. But just think like, what would you do if you were getting paid $1 million a year to be a smart programmer working on this? Like, what would you do to make it the best possible fuck that country system that you could, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's it's the what do you call very future thinking assessment. It does happen with the XZ, and we see a little bit of Notepad++. I guess that's all I can say. I'm not a security engineer, but it's kind of cool if you think about it. Okay, semantic compression. Forgot about music. Hmm. Modeling real world is object. this is a good idea. So basically refactoring. Hmm, that's a good idea. So this means that at least you have two function doing the same thing, I guess. You would put them into reusable. Mm-hmm. You destruct. Always try to adhere to code pay likes with the remind me of George Hart commit on the ETH compiler. I just when I read the commit. Mm. Mm. More compression than expansion. Good. Okay. The discussion. Oh, I forgot to give it to chat. Sorry. Mr. John, Mr. Science Fry.
Oh, hello.
You want to do some radio now then?
I can. I need to
I
get
just-
a couple of messages sent out quickly. But
Yeah. I was just about done with the current stream.
okay, finish your thing.
Then probably eat a little bit, then rather not. I suspect 8:30 or 9 we will actually be.
Okay.
there.
Well, we don't have to wait that long if you don't want to.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my messages sent out.
All right, let me stop stream.
But finish your problem if you need to.
Huh? What problem?
Oh, your stream says read articles and react.
I did.
Plus reminds me. What?
I finished the 2 problems today, and now's the part where I just read stuff.
Is that like a just chatting section?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did my link go? That I was
All
looking
right, let
for?
me stop streaming.